Hi, good day to you, Sagittarius. Welcome to Meenakshi Tarot. So that is something new to my readings, Nordic runes. There have been found traces in other countries, in places like Iran, Turkey, even in India. So I've just incorporated this. I made these runes myself, so I'm just going to pull out some runes rather, and just see what is the additional message that the runes offer us. My eyes are closed and I'm pulling out 3. Let us see what is here. What is these 3 that we have here? Okay, 3 runes, and I'm also going to be using my tarot cards as well. So the runes each have their own meaning, and I'm going to be using that with my reading so that you can have a look at what this is about. So some of you could be traveling. Also, some of you could be in a situation where you are needing to make some decisions. Where it could be spontaneous decisions for some of you just wanting to have some fun in your life, but it's almost as though it's a karmic wheel that is turning for some of you, a wheel that is turning, so you are facing a situation where there is change that is happening for you. So let's draw some cards here. 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Knight of Wands, but here, the Sun in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, the High Priestess, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hanged Man. So some of you might be wanting to be in a relationship where there is like marriage. Some of you might have connected with somebody from the past, or in a situation with somebody that you have reconnected with, and this is somebody that you're actually thinking about marrying. So this is very interesting here. Might be somebody who brings you a lot of happiness. However, we are seeing that there is certain situations here that are unfolding that, there is some changes that is expected for some of you. So it's really quite wonderful about where you are at. These new beginnings that is coming towards you. So we are seeing that as you're moving forward, that there's a lot of people that are very proud of what you've achieved. You yourself have got a lot to be proud of. There's a lot of praise. There's a lot of reward for you. We see this happening here. There's a lot of recognition for the efforts that you've made. Like I said, could also be marriage is in the cards here for some of you. Some of you wanting to get married. Some of you looking at partnerships. There could be some close connections, close bonds. Could be a connection with somebody from the past. It could be a relationship that has that needs healing and that is going through this healing, but it's somebody that you're connecting with from your past to make this situation work. So we are seeing, Sagittarius, there's some kind of a commitment coming up here. There's a commitment in your cards. It could be in the recent past there was some such situation where this commitment was made, but there we see that, it's a very karmic situation here. We're seeing this karmic situation that is unfolding. But you do need to have, you might be a little bit of a hot-tempered person, so you need to be very mindful of yourself when it comes to your situations. You must also be very mindful that, you could be feeling very defensive. You could be feeling as though you need to protect yourself in your situations. But you're needing to realize that there is this grounded energy here. This rooted energy that you can count on when it comes to making changes and making these decisions in your life moving forward. But you need to believe that. You need to believe that you have the support. If you don't believe that, then it's like, you're giving up before you even starting. So we see the situation here. Some of you might be feeling as though your happiness has been blocked. You might be feeling as though you are setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. There could be some level of conceitedness, either from yourself or from your person. So you are seeing, you do have this energy here. There could be some level of problems that you are confronting. So you're dealing with somebody who's very maybe conceited about themselves. So you yourself is very conceited. And And this is keeping you stuck in the past. You are in a situation you're finding yourself stuck in the past, constantly returning to a place of trouble because you are wanting to run away from your problems, and you're finding yourself constantly stuck in your situations. And you need to be very mindful of these choices that you are making that's keeping you in the situation. There is this almost like, I can say, an unconscious intuition that is here. Could be deep attraction for somebody that you may have. That is why you are stuck in your situations. You can't seem to leave this person behind. And you need to really trust your inner voice with regards to the situation so that you can make better choices for yourself, as opposed to feeling as though you are disempowered. Important that you realize this. Some of you might be feeling and experiencing that you are living a little bit above your means. Some of you might be having a bit of financial instability right now, and you need to be mindful of you yourself not being the reckless spender and not being superficial in your life and in your situations. So it's like you needing to take responsibility for yourself and in your situations. You needing to understand that there has to be a time of waiting. There has to be a time of sacrifice. You're needing to realize in your situations you can't keep rushing from one to the other, but you need to have direction and purpose. You need to look at the perspective that you have right now. You may need to change your perspective. You may not be looking at things the way they should be looked at. So you are facing a few situations here that is not for your highest good, and you need to be very mindful of this energy that you are having here. You need to realize that communication is very important. You need to be able to communicate what it is that you're doing. You need to be able to understand where it is that you are. You need to also realize what is your inspiration in moving forward, in being able to achieve what it is that you need to achieve. That even if you want to have this relationship, this marriage, this contentment, this deep contentment, this relationship, you need to realize whether this person that you are holding on to is worth holding on to, or you're getting stuck in some kind of cycle. Remember, I started off by saying karmic cycle. You need to understand what is the karmic cycle of this relationship. What is this? Is this a friendship? Is this a soulmate situation? Is this a love situation? Until you know where the other person's standing from, you cannot just jump to conclusions for anything. You need to communicate. Communication being the key here. Your last rune indicating that you need to be able to communicate what it is that you are going through right now. And a lot of people don't realize that they do need to do this, that there is a lot of abundance for you, that there is a lot of security for you, that there's a lot of wealth and success if you can change your perspective of things, and realizing that you do need to communicate. You do need to realize that there is this abundant future for you. There is this opportunity for you. Okay, this last rune represents really like your personal wealth and your abundance in your life. So you need to be very mindful of this, but you need to realize how, what, where in your situation. Okay, Sagittarius, let's draw another layer of cards here. So it seems like this is some kind of a past relationship where there's been a lot of complications in this past relationship. Justice, Libra energy coming through here again. So you got Libra energy. Let's see what else comes through. The Magician. Ace of Cups in reverse. Chariot. Cancer energy, Three of Wands, Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower, Nine of Wands in reverse, and Four of Cups in reverse. Interesting cards coming out here for you. So, you know what, with everything that you're seeing, there is this prosperity, this fertility, this abundance that is there in the cards for you. You need to be very mindful of your situations as well, hey? So you need to realize that you, like I said, you're in the cyclic karmic, very much karmic situation here. And there is this change that is happening for you, and you need to realize that there are consequences there. With karmic changes, there is truth and consequences. There's accountability, there's integrity, Those of you who haven't read the Cause and Effects Sutra, you should actually try reading that. There's also that you have to contend with cause and effect, in your situation. So there's a lot that is going on. It's like your plate is really quite full. And you need to have this willpower and this desire, and maybe even a little bit of resourceful energy to create and manifest your situation for yourself. It's important that you realize this, that you need to have this. You can't just give up because you are facing some opposition. When it comes to your love situation, some of you could be feeling as though it's a very empty place right now, that you could be feeling very unloved. You could be feeling very depressed about situations and not realizing that, this emotional loss that you are feeling is just something karmic that some of you are needing to go through and are needing to experience within your situations. However, you do have this opportunity to be able to move forward. You do have this opportunity to be able to make positive choices for yourself and to have this success and this ambition. As long as you have got your own self-control in check, your own self-discipline in check, and you are focusing on the future instead of getting stuck in things that have not worked out. Some of you might be taking a trip, others might be buying a new vehicle or buying a vehicle. Some of you are thinking about that. Some of you could also just be looking at the moment and checking what is the momentum for expansion for you. What is the future hold for you? And you might be having quite a lot of confidence when it comes to that. Others might be having a little bit of fear when it comes to the future and what the future holds for them, because some of you might be feeling a little bit as though you are facing issues that are keeping you off balance. You could be feeling very overwhelmed with your situations here, Sagittarius. Some of you could be also overextending yourself and creating this chaos for yourself. Hence, you're going into this tower situation where you are facing this upheaval, this sudden change in your situation. In some cases, some of you are facing situations which is maybe making you feel as though there's this destruction in your periphery. But you need to realize that you need to be very honest about what is going on in your life and the changes that you need to make. Some of you could also realize that you are in a situation because of your own stubbornness. Maybe you're being too rigid about things and too defensive. Maybe you are refusing to give up. As I said, it's important that you realize, remember in the first layer I said it's important that you realize that relationship. What is the grounding? What is the basis of that relationship? A relationship is not a relationship if only you think it's a relationship. The other person has to know that they're in a relationship with you. It's not one-sided. And maybe you are refusing to compromise or even to give up in a situation that you need to let go of. Maybe you're holding on to somebody who wants to be free, or some kind of a complication here. Some of you are facing this complication. But you need to realize that you do need to allow yourself a clarity of awareness here. You need to allow yourself the ability to accept what is happening and to choose happiness, and not be negative about what has gone on and what has not gone on. This could be somebody that you may have wanted in a situation, in a relationship. We see Libra energy, we see Cancer energy, we see issues that have come up. You have to be honest, like I said, communicate what's going on and have some honesty with regards to the situation. So in my spare time I crochet, and I crocheted myself this little baggie, and I made myself some initials which I'm going to just pull out. Remember, this may not apply to your situation, but sometimes some of us need that extra little guidance. So Sagittarius, let's see if any letters of people that are in your space come out. So let's see what letters come out here. Okay. We see R, we see D, we see F, we see G, we see P. Okay, let's draw something. Could be your initials, could be your person's initials. And let's just see. O2's got stuck here. J and V. Not J's. Yeah, it is J. J and V. So you know what, even though maybe your person's initials didn't come up in this selection, doesn't mean that this reading does not apply to you. Some of us just need an added confirmation to our situations. So a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance, a lot of fertility, a lot of moving forward, a lot of karmic situations unfolding here for you, Sagittarius. A lot of letting go, a lot of holding on. You need to decide which is which in your situation. So please take care. Until next time, goodbye.